Hi everybody, it's your girl Diamond Love, and I'm back with an all new episode of Love&Marriage Huntsville. That's a Huntsville or Huntsville? Huntsville, Season 3, Episode 4. Kimpossible Endeavor. Kimpossible. So as we turn to the scene of the crime, Tiffany putting her foot in her mouth, talking about seeing or her hearing monster vagrants in the bathroom, and then coming at Destiny, or how she met her before but thought she was a different woman and said that she was with her husband. So Destiny got up to the bathroom because she was definitely uncomfortable. And a friend of hers walked in and said, "Are you okay?" She said, "I'm good." I'm just like, wow, I'm in my feelings, so I just got divorced. Let me go through that. And you don't do this on my birthday. I'm understanding of that. So then, of course, Tiffany is saying whether or not what she said was wrong. She said, "I didn't know. I mean, hey, go ahead and go to the bathroom and, if you have to give yourself a good cry and cheer yourself up, go ahead and do that." The insensitivity and the nastiness that Tiffany had in the confessional really irked me. I felt like, how could you have such a happy grin on your face after what you just did? Then, of course, she wanted to use it as a reference of, I met her before. I thought that she remembered me. She didn't, okay? The way you said it was some messy ass shit. And of course, now she wants to say it was years ago. Someone said, how many years ago? She said maybe 3 years ago. Kim was like, it couldn't have been 3 years ago. No, that's not what it could have been. And so, like you said, the way that you tried to reference of how you met her before, but the way you said it was like you trying to tell her that you saw her husband with another woman. That's what it was. So, of course, Destiny going through the motions, and she said, yo, chill out. I just met you. I wish Destiny would have been like, because she said this was years ago. Get over it, it's at my party. I wish Destiny would have had that attitude like Kimmy did. Because the whole thing with Monster, she said, oh, okay, that's a Maurice conversation. I'm going to have to get back to him on that. No phase, completely chill, not giving no smoke. Destiny should have been like, oh, so you thought you saw my husband with another woman? Well, apparently I'm not privy to that. I think that was a couple years ago. I'm not sure about that, but I'm not talking about that. I'm divorced. I don't care. It's my birthday. Let's get on to it. Like, you really not have to get into what Tiffany gave. You could have just, kept calm and cool, collected, and gave her no smoke. But since she was caught guard by somebody that Mel brought in, she couldn't help it but show emotions. Like I said last episode, this is going to be the start of the clash, the division between Mel and Destiny. Again, I don't think Mel brought Tiffany on ill intentions of airing that. I think Tiffany wanted to make a splash on her being a newcomer on this show. And so she did everything that she could to make herself noticeable, to make herself more of a talk topic, and she's doing that. Everybody else don't like her. So we're gonna see more about how this situation comes. And that's exactly how you were, Destiny. You just came talking, came on team mail the whole time. So let's go about it. So then Mel asks Destiny, has he been a cheater? If he hasn't, we ain't got to worry about this little chick. She could be for business purposes. But if he has, what's going on? So she said no. Then she said in the confessional, first of all, I'm not Martell. I ain't got to justify my divorce to nobody. Boop, pause. Now, Destiny, like I said last episode, I feel like you kind of owe it to the viewers. You kind of owe it to the viewers to kind of tell your side of the story because we don't know much about you. All we know is that you have a child, you have a business. Your messy personal life, we're not privy to. So you're going to have to not get over, but you're going to have to realize you on a reality show, okay? That is all about mess, secrets, lies, all that, and then some, okay? So you're going to have to come out and talk about your life. You're going to have to. Then, of course, she wants to say that she was in labor for 3 days, COVID came, and they're really marriage and surviving the pandemic. I don't believe you. Because we heard that LeBaric Avenue wasn't doing what he's supposed to do as a parent. He was not helping you get sleep. He was not helping with the baby at all. The whole thing about you trying to help him see that you guys need a bigger place, living in his bachelor pad wasn't enough. Like, he was not giving you no type of encouragement or reason that he wanted to be with you. I'm not gonna give you that you're gonna put it on COVID. I don't believe you. And like you said, I'm gonna need you to talk about your stuff before people tell your tea. Because to blame on the pandemic, no. No. No, I'm not gonna give you that. No. So Mel was happy that Kimmy and Destiny have gotten better. They have gotten close. They have established a friendship. Because she said, I knew y'all was going to live together. I knew y'all had a lot in common. She said, yes, Mel, you were right. You and Martell thought that me and Kimmy would have a lot in common, and we did. Kimmy was like, that's my sister. That's my girl. I love her. She's a key. So that was it. So then we get Tisha and Marceau. Marceau arrives in Houston after finishing up a few unexpected events for for chocolate in the bottle for their new champagne black. And he said, I hope Tisha is not upset that I arrived pretty much a few days late because, Tisha wants to have a long time. So while Tisha is getting ready to put on her sexy lingerie, she opens the door, greets him. He's like, oh, okay, how you doing? Good, good, good. So she wants to get some alone time with him, but in the midst of them getting all nice and cozy, he wants to talk about the mishaps that happened for the champagne. And she's like, dude, this is supposed to be a fun weekend. Yes, we're handling business, but let's also have fun with us. He said, no, 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 this is a business trip. Ain't no fun. I'm like, Marcel, you bringing the mood down. You so bring the mood down. And I feel bad for Tisha. I really did. I'm like, dang, man, you can't even, like, what exactly did y'all have to do this week? Yes, y'all had to meet with other vendors, other companies to try, like, stir some business, looking for another location for Black. Very happy with that. Very proud of y'all. Success all the way. Black excellence, yes. But come on now. Y'all couldn't spend a half a day just laying in bed, snuggling, canoodling, nasty time. Y'all can't do nothing like that. Then, of course, Tisha's talking about she went shopping for the event, for the up and coming chocolate in the bottle tasting they're gonna have at the end of the episode. And he was like, so how'd it go? She said, it went good, it went good. So who sees everything? Who actually makes the effort to buy the thing? She said, Jasmine do. Okay, I'm gonna call Jasmine and tell her about the budget. So you can know what to do with it. She's like, no, tell me the budget and I'll let her know. No, I just want to be there. Like, I'm there with you in spirit. I'm just there with the money knowing that you can't spend this. I'm like, Marcel, what is up with you in this constant need of knowing where the money going? Are y'all broke? I said the last episode, what's with the money? Why every time you go about trying to check things, money comes into your mind? Stop trying to hold on to things and have control of these all the time. Like, stop it. Let Tisha have something. Let Tisha have some type of freedom in what she wants to buy for herself. Buying new clothes. Stop doing that. Stop trying to hold all the money for yourself. Don't do that. So, yeah, that was it. He just wants to be in charge of how much money he's being spent. I didn't like that. So Kimmy talks to Maurice. Straight up getting into it. Hey, I had a good time at Destiny's party, but I met a new girl, Tiffany. I've seen her around because he said Tiffany and Lewis. Lewis coaches softball, baseball. I'm like, oh, cool. And she had a whole lot of information to say. She told me about monster stepping in the bathroom. Did you know about that? He said, I did know about that. Oh, you did? Well, I didn't. And the fact that she wanted to tell me, I was deer caught in headlights because I know how to rebut to that. And he said, yeah, I had a conversation with Monster, but I don't know how it went to them. I don't know them like that. And to be honest, I'm not even sure I want to talk to them like that. Because how you going to bring up my child's downfalls? Bring up your child's downfalls. Don't do that. I don't like that. Now, I was with Maurice when he said, don't talk about my child, talk about your child. But he's like, I don't know where that came from. I want to talk to Monster. To me, I don't know. I feel like if Monster must have told Lewis's son or Maurice kind of had a conversation to Lewis about what happened. I don't know. Maybe I feel like Maurice and Lewis, maybe their sons were caught and he had a conversation which Lewis led to Tiffany knowing about it. But he said, I only talked to him and I told him not to bring nothing else about it. But then he also told Kiwi about it, but not Kimmy. He said, I'm always left out on things. How could you not think that was something for me to want to know? So I didn't think you would want to know. Why would I not want to know about my stepson vaping in the bathroom and getting suspended for it? Why would I not want to know? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. But Maurice went on a tangent and said, I didn't like how she putting this stigma on him doing this. Now it could be led to something else and something else. She'll make him like a deviant. Now, I was a little bit taken aback about that word. I was a little bit taken aback. But it does suck that you want to paint the fact that my son is now experimenting with drugs or he's experimenting with something else and he's not going down his path because Maurice now said, I know Monster hasn't been bringing in good grades, but he's never done this thing to the extreme. He never did this bad. So he don't like it. And he's like, talking about this in mixed company is not cool. And I don't like that. She said, I agree. But I feel like you need to have a conversation. He said, I've had a conversation. Have one again. Keep on having one. Because times are different. You want to be sure that he's not going down the wrong path, that you're not keeping up on game and talking to him. And he's like, I didn't think I would have this type of conversation in 8th grade. I thought high school. What times is different? These kids are growing up so fast. You got to catch them real quick. You got to really catch them. It's amazing how kids are growing up fast in this age. And of course, in this generation. And my generation too. Knew more about things than what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to. It's just like a lot. So, at the midst of it, she's like, I think you need to prioritize your work and life, your work and life balance a little bit more. He said, I have a balanced relationship. She said, not really. It's in balance. Well, as far as for work, I have to work. I put all the work, I put all the money, sweat, and tears into making sure I did this. Making sure this is a success. I have to do that. Kimmy is like super calm. She's like, I get it. But if you want to be, if you want to be that parent that wants to talk to Monster about what he should and need to watch out for, give a learning lesson conversation, then you need to be present. And I feel like Maurice is like Marceau. I can't waste my time on figuring out what my son is allergic to and worried about a conversation with my son about what he should and shouldn't do. I don't think I have the time for that because I need to make this shmoney. If I don't make this shmoney, we ain't gonna have nowhere else to live. We ain't gonna have what we have. But I feel like that's an excuse. That's an excuse for Maurice to not feel the responsibility of being a parent. Then why did you want Monster to live with you then? If you still want to have that freedom of doing what you want to do without nobody telling you, don't forget Monster needs you. Don't forget Monster needs this. Don't forget. Like, what was the point? But you want Kimmy to pretty much be that stand-in for you when you doing your work and your schooling and everything. No. Kimmy is not the saving grace for her to take on your responsibilities as a parent. Kimmy already did her part. She raised her son. Jalen is a great man. Graduated from college with no debt while getting her nursing degree. You should definitely want to take a page out of Kimmy's book to get the help that you need for Monster because you don't know nothing. And then of course she said, I've had to deal with the fact that you're being imbalanced. Asked for a honeymoon, not gonna happen. Accepted that. He said, just plan and we'll do it. No, we won't. If it's not on your schedule, it's not on your time, you're not gonna do it. So then it's like, can you carve out family time? Can you carve out this? He said, you act as if I never do it. I didn't say that. I said you need to adjust your schedule. That's what I said. Adjust your schedule. So then, of course, how could you not think that I'll be a part of this Vaben situation? You want to tell Q but not tell me? You don't think I should have been privy to that? Okay. Then she said, I'm used to you leaving me out of things. I feel like I'm on a need-to-know basis from now on. He said, how are you on need to know? Because I feel like you only want to tell me when you want me to tell me. When you want to tell me. If I'm asking, you're not going to want to tell me. And then you want to use the fact that my son was a success, but then you don't want to take my advice. If I try to tell you or suggest on what I did, what I tried to do, what I went differently, you don't want to take it. He said, but I'm listening. It's not the fact that you're not listening. You don't want to hear it because it's not coming from you. It's not coming from you. It's not going to mean nothing. Like Marceau, whole lot of talking. He likes to hear himself talk because what he says is actual factual. What he said makes sense, but don't like to hear what nobody else wants to say. That's you, Maurice. You feel like everything you said makes sense. And I'm like, okay. But I feel like I shouldn't even give you my suggestion if you don't want to take it because you don't feel like what I said or what I did is relevant. All I did was just raise my son. That's all I did. That's all I did. Very nonchalant. I just raised my son, put him through college, let him graduate debt free. That's all I did. I didn't do nothing else monumental, significant, nothing. All I did was raise him. Okay. So you do it your way? That's fine. Do it your way. So back to Tisha. Cigar Week is doing well. They have talked about a joint venture with other people. And they're having dinner with Uncle Mike and his wife. Tisha's expressing they're coming up on 15 years of marriage. And she wants Marceau to do something really big. Marceau wants to come out of his mouth, do a cheap-ass example, a cheap-ass way of saying, well, it's 15. I feel like we shouldn't do nothing. Because when we got together, we didn't have much. So let's just put a reflection of what we had, what we don't have. I'm like, bullshit, Marceau. Bullshit. All the shit that you have Tisha going through, I feel like she deserves something. Take her on a trip, buy her a very extravagant gift, a new car, show something. Don't just say, I think we should just sit on it and just say, we're happy with what we have. Since we didn't have much, let's just sit here and just say, thank you, Lord. No! No. I'm all about being thankful for everything that I have, but I want to showcase that shit. Oh yeah, we make good money. Oh yeah, let's go to Vegas. We're making money. We taking our trip to Jamaica. No, I want to go somewhere. I don't want to be stuck in here. No. What you trying to, Marcel? What you got going on? What's your secret? Why you don't want to spend nothing? So then, of course, Sky Manor. How's it coming along? It's actually coming along really good. We got all the information, all the materials. It's going really, really good. But Marcel wants to check Uncle Mike about an email he was sent. He said it's not that it was bad. It was I'm letting you know what's up. But he don't want to feel slighted. So apparently it's been no show, no call, no shows for the manor, and he wants to put it on Uncle Mike. Those were his people that he hired, and he needs to put them on game. He needs to make sure they know what they're doing because it's about this home that I'm investing in. I'm putting my money in. I'm emotional about it. I've never been this emotional about any other project besides Black in this. This is to be addressed. Marceau has a tendency to blame other people what they should do, but he never takes accountability for himself. The same thing for Black. You're supposed to be the one that should oversee everything. Not put it on Jalen. Yes, he is the general manager, but you are the owner. You should have just as much of a stake and just as much of a reason to oversee everything, just as much as Scott Manor is. This was you and Tisha's decision to make Scott Manor. You should also keep yourself up on game and make sure everything is on good. Don't just put it on everybody else. Put it on you too. So then, of course, it's the whole thing about putting on Tisha about the delay of the building structure for Scott Manor. Everything that Tisha's adding, is it going to make it longer than what it should be for it to be built? He said no. Tisha's redesign was a plus. Your stuff, however, is going to be delayed. Like, I had to write this down so I could understand it. So he wants the garage from the second floor connecting to the basement. It want to include a 2-story closet. I had to paint that in my head. I'm like, so you want a garage that has a basement underneath and has a 2-story closet? I don't know how that built, but that's a delay. All the extra shit you asking for, a delay. And Tisha was like, you wanted a bigger garage? So you can't put it on Tisha that she's the one putting a delay because she keeps adding things. It's you too, Marceau. See? Want to put everybody else in the hot seat, but not you. Okay. So then it was asked, is Kimmy and Maurice going to do it? Tisha wants to say, oh, if they do it, don't let them steal our ideas. First of all, Kimmy don't want to live near you. And if Maurice wants to, he could do it. Ain't nobody going to steal your ideas. Calm down. Back to Kimmy. So Kimmy and Jalen are renovating this condo that he closed. Very nice. And that's all he wanted to do. He wanted to be in the renovation business when he graduated. Now he has an opportunity to. But he needs to make time because he is all day, every day at Black. And Kimmy was like, I understand. I get it. And we already knew that the reason why you're in this position was because of the sweet deal that Marceau giving to you. So as much as Marceau wants to make sure everything's in the family, he gave Jalen a sweet deal to give him a percentage of Black. So he's pretty much like either a 5% owner of it. Hence on why, that Jaden is there every day. But it still doesn't negate the fact that you put so much pressure on a person who does not have the experience. You should have hired an actual general manager who has experience working in a restaurant style place. And even though he did not listen to Tisha was right. How about we hire somebody with experience and hire Jalen as someone in training, someone that can work under him. He can be an assistant. He can learn from him. Marceau was like, no. Marceau being freaking cheap. Did not want to pay what a general manager of a restaurant is supposed to receive, but I felt like Marceau, that's bad etiquette business. If you know for a fact of how much it means to pay for somebody to work for you, you're going to have to come out the pocket and do it. Stop trying to make it easy for you. Don't do that. So Kim was like, okay, so talk to him. He's like, I have talked to him. I have said I need help, but I feel like he just wants me to do it by myself. And she's like, well, I feel like Marceau was setting me up for failure. And the fact that Tisha said this and Marceau didn't like it, and he said, do it like this, they're not on the same page. That's a fact. And it's like, we knew that you wasn't going to have help early on. We knew that. And Marceau was not the type of person who's going to admit that he was wrong. He's not. And she's like, you know what? I feel like you having not as much experience of working at Black, you've done a very good job. I made some mistakes. You have made some mistakes. That's life. You make a mistake. Kimmy expressed that she left the patient outside and went home. She came back. The patient was fine, but she learned from it. And I feel like that's a good thing that she admitted that. But I feel like, Marceau, you need to do better, because the fact that I don't know if Marceau had any restaurant experience when he wanted to create black. But how is that you did not realize that hiring somebody who didn't have experience to be the general manager was the way to go? That didn't make no sense. So they hired an assistant GM, but I feel like that should be switched. Jalen should be the assistant. The new person should be the general manager. Apparently somebody that Jalen worked with before, so it's a familiar face. That's good. Then, of course, the whole thing about the crush from Destiny, he said, no, it's all good. Destiny's not my type. I'm a cougar tamer. That's what he was told. That was his nickname. I'm like, oh, boy. Okay, here we go. So, back to Tisha. They hold a tasting event for chocolate in a bottle. Now, we got some familiar faces. We got nephew Tommy, his wife, and the cast of Ready to Love that just passed this past summer, that just passed. And everybody's in the house, loving it, super excited about having another location in Houston, especially if you're in the section of Houston where it's a lot of crowds. You can make a splash here, really be good. So the Chocolate in the Bottle has expanded to over 53 countries. Business transactions, they've merged a chocolate and a champagne company. So now he's co-owner, but I want Marceau to include Tisha in these types of conversations, because he's always talking about him, on what he do, as if what Tisha did was nothing. All Tisha is just for him to say, yeah, you did it, babe. You did it, babe. I just wish that Marceau could hear himself talk about how he only wants it to be about him. When him and Maurice did the whole black being a part of family, all I saw was the boys. I did not see the sister. I didn't see Tisha. I didn't see the daughters. I'm like, what about the daughters? The daughters are not included into this general wealth you want to try to do. So Marceau needs to stop being misogynistic. Him and Maurice. Like, stop doing that. You need to express the fact that if it wasn't for Tisha, wasn't for Kimmy, wasn't for your sister, if it wasn't for the other gender helping you out to get to where you were, you wouldn't be here. That's what you need to admit. So, in the midst of that, we see, like, in a way, I feel like Kyra wasn't really looking at Marceau. He approached her. She said hi, but I feel like Kyra was just scoping around the room, and it just happened to put them together the way it looked, as if they were just walking towards each other, or they were walking with each other. So Tisha felt some type of way, grabbed him and said, I saw you and the girl in the red dress. I had to pull you out of there. He said, what girl in the red dress? Marceau, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. So he's all trying to, like, not make her think what she saw, not make her feel go back to that place or something. But it was a quick scene that we see that, and then we see Tisha wiping her eye like she crying. I felt like, I don't know why you are crying, but I can understand if you are, because Marceau was around the room to every female, leaving you alone while you talking to other people, not showcasing who you guys were. So I can see that, but let's hope that that's not what it was. Even though Tisha's a very insecure person, based off of her mother. So let's hope that that's not what it is, and hopefully that they could actually go to counseling and get some things fixed, because this is all about becoming business again. And Tisha does not want that to be the main focus on their relationship. Let's be the marriage, okay? Let's be husband and wife. Final scene, we get to the meetup. Now, Kim and Kiwi have never gotten along. We know that. We know that for a fact, because Kiwi holds some type of resentment or holds some type of anger towards Kimmy about how she dated Maurice when they weren't divorced. Not true. So Maurice believes that he was the glue, or he was the main voice of reason for them to get together and be cordial. She said, no, you weren't. I did not help y'all start y'all. No. Because I feel like you just gave in to Kiwi and get her what she wanted to get Monster. That was it. You wasn't thinking about me. So, at the same point in time, they're ordering lunch. Maurice orders a sandwich, but then I gotta go. I got an appointment in 7 minutes with this lawyer, with this attorney. I felt like, what was the point of you ordering lunch then? That was a waste of money. Your cold ass sandwich is gonna be not edible when you get home. No. I feel like that was a waste of ordering food if you wasn't gonna stay. And she's like, what you mean? You gonna leave me here by myself? He said, I have to go. I felt like you did this on purpose, Maurice. I'm like, you couldn't carve out a day, because it was Kiwi's idea and yours for each party of the co-parent to talk about how to deal with Monster, and they came in town for the graduation. So, Maurice, that was not cool that you do that. And then, of course, he's like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying. So, you know what I feel like. Just go ahead and do it. Kim is like, I'm not speaking for you. I'm not speaking for you. But you just know I'm not speaking for you. I felt like you should reschedule. But he said, what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to like not do this, not do business. I feel like this is the same excuse you want to use every time. When it comes to you wanting to step in and be a parent, you leave and say it's for business. And you want Kimmy to take the reins. Kimmy is not a babysitter. Yes, Kimmy is the bonus mom, but you are the father that you and Kimmy had together. You are the person that created Monster. Kimmy did not carry Monster. All she can is give advice here and there, but you are the main person in this household that is supposed to be with full time. You are his son. Monster is not Kimmy's responsibility. He's yours. Then of course she said, you act a lot. You want to say your priorities are doing better, but they're not. I need to see action more than words. So Kimmy feels like you're gonna leave me here with Kimmy and her new husband by myself. Okay. So she's like, she's not top priority, and she's left with the leftovers, and that's the end of the scene. We see Kiwi come in the room with her husband. I mean, this is some BS, Maurice. This is some straight BS. But that's it, y'all. That's all I have for today. I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.